Tesla's Model Y has been the compact electric crossover to beat for years now, and Audi wants a piece of that pie. What's up, folks? I'm Dave Underkoffler, editor-in-chief of Autolist.com, back with another one-week test drive. This week's victim is the Audi Q4. This is an all-new, all-electric, compact luxury crossover aimed at the Model Y, plus some other rivals like the Mercedes-Benz EQB, the Hyundai Ioniq 5, and the Volvo XC40. So does this have what it takes to beat those rivals? Let's go spend a week with one and find out. All right, let's do a walk around of the Audi Q4. The body style you see here is the standard crossover setup. If you're looking for something sportier, Audi does have this Sportback version of this Q4. It's gonna give you a little more of a coupe profile there. Eats in your cargo space a little bit, but it does give you a sportier look, so just something to consider. These are 20-inch alloy wheels. I like the way those look. This color is Navarre blue. Definitely pops in the sunlight. In terms of size, this is going to be a little smaller in length and wheelbase than the Tesla Model Y or the Hyundai Ioniq 5. Just something to consider. We'll open up the back here. Still a good amount of space, right? There's the cargo area. The seats are split 40-20-40, and they all fold mostly flat. Another thing I want to point out is the light signature back here. Most Audis go red. That's clear on this model. Gives it sort of a different look, so something to consider. And up front, it also has matrix headlights, LED headlights. You can sort of customize the design that these will display, and I'll show you that in a minute. It's just kind of a cool feature. But there you have it. What do you guys think? Do you like the way this looks, or do you prefer the Tesla? Let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear your thoughts. One of the questions we always get asked about electric vehicles is there a Frunk? Teslas have a Frunk. The Ford F-150 Lightning has a really nice, useful Frunk, but does this Audi? And let me show you. The answer, unfortunately, is no. As you can see, a lot of the motor is in here, a lot of the mechanicals. It does look like there could be space for it if they sort of move things around. Now, I'm not an engineer, but let me show you what I mean. So what do you guys think? Maybe better packaging, you could get a little cargo space in there, but nope. So if you are cross-shopping this with a Tesla Model Y and cargo is important, I think the Tesla is going to be your better bet. And as I mentioned, I wanted to show you guys these LED matrix headlights. Now, we're testing a fully loaded Prestige trim of this Q4. So let me show you what these headlights can do. You can kind of program them. So you've got different designs here. You can kind of toggle through and see what they look like. Really not a game changer, but just kind of cool. Kind of a neat little parlor trick. So yeah, 4 different designs you can choose from. And these are the daytime running headlights. All right, let's take a look at the interior of this Q4. One thing to note is that we are looking at the Prestige trim. That's the top level trim. So it has all the bells and whistles, but some other things that I'll point out are on all models. That includes 10.25-inch screen here. This is a configurable display, so you can get the map to be the dominant display. Go back to the other look. You can also configure what displays on this side and this side, so that's kind of nice. Over here, we have an 11.6-inch infotainment system. This has wireless Apple CarPlay. Show you guys that. And wireless Android Auto. I also like that when you do have CarPlay pulled up, it doesn't cover up these buttons. So these are other functions. That's your home screen, radio, other audio, phone, and navigation. Show you the nav. And you go back to CarPlay. And you still have these functions. Some systems and other vehicles, when the CarPlay is engaged, it will cover up these buttons, so it's nice that that's not the case. Down below, you have climate control. There's an eco setting because this is an EV. That's kind of nice. You do have heated seats. One thing that's frustrating, though, is there are no knobs for the volume. This is a touch-sensitive panel here. And then another touch-sensitive panel on the steering wheel on both sides. That gets annoying because you can accidentally touch that sometimes when you don't mean to. Turn the volume way up or mute it by accident, so I don't love that. Down below, this is where you would put the car in gear. Push that down, puts it in gear. Up for reverse. Push that button for park. And then there's a lot of storage throughout the cabin. I do like that. Down below, you have a wireless smartphone charger. It's up against here. This little clip holds your phone in place. You then have a pair of USB-C charge ports, more storage there, cup holder, lock there. There you go, got it open. Storage there, storage in the door, so that's nice. And then all models will come with a panoramic moonroof, so that's a nice touch. So what do you guys think? Do you like this interior more than the Tesla Model Y? or even the Hyundai Ioniq 5? Let me know in the comments below. Love to hear your thoughts. All right, let's check out the back seats. All right, rear seat space. If you've seen our previous videos, you know the drill. I put the front seat to where I would have it if I were sitting up there. I'm 6'1", so basically I'm sitting behind myself. And as you can see, I've got more than enough room. That's for my legs, my knees, my feet, and my head. And that's including the fact that there's a moonroof in this vehicle. So overall, very spacious. I also like the fact that the floor is flat back here, so a tall person could also sit in the middle without having their knees too close to them. I will point out, however, that the Model Y and the Hyundai Ioniq 5 are larger both in headroom and legroom back here, but honestly, I don't think you need it. Certainly plenty enough space back here for a long road trip, so that's nice. There are some other nice features for rear passengers. So you've got a pair of USB-C charge ports down below and your own climate control functions. All right, let's talk driving impressions. And before we do, just a quick note, there are two different versions of the Q4 that you can get. You can get either a single motor or you can get a dual motor, which makes it all-wheel drive. That's Audi's Quattro system. Regardless of which setup you go with, it's an 82 kilowatt-hour battery. It's just whether it's directing that power to one motor or two. In the single motor, you get 201 horsepower and 265 miles of range. If you go to the dual motor, that range drops down to 236 miles and the horsepower jumps up to 295. Now, 295 sounds pretty good. That's what we're testing right now. This is the Quattro version. And in low speed situations, when you're coming from a stop sign or maybe an on-ramp, sure, plenty of power then, and I like that. Where it gets a little frustrating is when you're on the freeway already, traveling at speed, and you go to pass somebody. In those situations, this seems pretty underpowered, so that's just something to remember. The second thing that's frustrating about this Q4 is the regenerative braking system. Now, in most EVs, there's a setting where you can put it into basically one pedal drive mode. And that means when you push down on the accelerator, you go faster, and the minute you start coming up off the accelerator, it starts using the regenerative braking system to slow the vehicle and recharge the batteries. This car doesn't have a setup like that. It has paddles on the steering wheel like most EVs that allow you to dial up or down the force of that regenerative braking. The problem is, every time you then push your foot back on the accelerator, it resets. So if you really want to use the regenerative brakes on this, you're using the paddles all the time. I've never seen a setup like that in an EV. It's really goofy. It's really frustrating. I wish Audi had just done what everyone else these days is doing in EVs and had the traditional paddle setup or a setting you could put the car in to do normal one pedal driving. Not so. That's frustrating. Really don't like the way it's set up. Overall, the rest of the driving experience is perfectly fine. The steering feels good. There are different drive modes you can put the car in, and one of them is Sport, gives you a little more feedback from the steering wheel. That's fine. Road and wind noise are nice. They're not exceptional. EVs are always quiet these days, so this is nothing to write home about, but it gets the job done. So by and large, yeah, I really am not impressed with overall how it feels to drive this car on a daily basis, and especially against some of the competitors in the segment. It just doesn't keep up. All right, folks, there you have it, our one-week test drive of the all-new, all-electric Audi Q4. What did we like? Well, we like the style and the design of this Q4 and its size. It's a really nice compact crossover. But the list of things we didn't like was much longer, namely centered around the driving experience and its subpar range. So overall, this Q4 is going to be a miss relative to all of its electric peers. So for reviews or listings of this Q4 or anything else you're shopping for, new or used, be sure to check out Autolist.com. And before you go, like and subscribe to this channel so you can get alerts on all of our future updates. We'll see you out there.